Good morning, sunshine! I'm in a really good mood today because I just came back from visiting my hometown for the long weekend. On top of that, I just handed in a bunch of projects at school, so now I should have a bit of a break this week and maybe the next. What you're seeing now is day 10 of Inktober, and I hope you like what I'm going to be doing. It was quite a challenging illustration because I tried things I don't usually do, but it was a blast and I didn't let the pressure get to me. So the first thing that I tried to do today that I don't usually do is a more detailed background or environment. I was a bit scared about starting this painting because I liked the drawing quite a lot and I was convinced that I'd ruin it. So to combat that fear, I decided to start with the hardest part, and that happened to be the background. I first blocked in my characters and props with masking fluid. I don't usually use masking fluid, but I use it a couple times, and so I knew it ruins brushes, and I used my throwaway brush that's all bent and broken and wonky. I'm not sure how I feel about masking fluid yet, because it feels like every time I use it, it doesn't get the result that I want. But when other artists that I follow use it, it just looks so beautiful and so clean. Putting down the masking fluid went okay, but when I went to peel it off, I unfortunately ripped some of the paper on her leg and then again on her arm. You might see a little bit of it, but I think it's not that noticeable in the final illustration because I tried to really avoid using too much ink on those areas. Despite my little hiccups with the masking fluid, I really liked the background I got. I didn't quite know what I was doing, I just jumped right in there with greens, and then I added plants, and I layered it to give depth, and it just all fell into place really nicely. Starting with the part that was stressing me out the most really allowed me to calm down and trust the process, and I had a really good time after that. I've been trying lately to take longer to choose and test my colors and to come up with a color scheme before I start painting, but here, I didn't really do that. I just wanted to have fun and make it as colorful as I wanted and go with the flow. Since I was already going to be working on the background and working with masking fluid, which is a new thing, I didn't think I needed to stress myself out further by putting too much thought in the colors. I knew that I wanted my character to have teal hair because this character is based off a girl that I often see around town, and she has teal hair and I think she looks awesome. The teal hair didn't quite have the pop that I wanted it to have, and I guess I could have made that better by adding a contrasting color close to it, but I decided to just leave it like that. Another thing that I messed up a little bit with is my statue. Originally, I was going to layer diluted black ink and give it a lot of depth, but I was just too impatient, and when I went to add a little bit of shadow under the boob, it just bled everywhere, so whoops! If it was watercolors, I could have tried to lift it off the paper, but I didn't even try here because these inks are pretty permanent and I haven't had any success with lifting these in the past couple days. Accident happens, this is Inktober and I'm still learning, so it ended up not mattering that much. I added colorful moss on the statue and more layers, and eventually it started looking okay again. A fun fact is that while I was doing this illustration, I tried to come up with a way to keep myself from working on it while the layers weren't dry. This is probably the mistake I make the most. I always ruin my pieces that way. So for day 10, I tried to work on a painting in my sketchbook at the same time as I was doing this. It's funny that the mistake still happened while I was actively trying to prevent it, but hey, whatever. I wanted to use my white gel pen a bit differently than usual today, so I tried to not only add white outlines around everything, but to also add white plants and details that would make it look more finished. I'm really glad that I added the little white plants with the gel pen because I think they ended up looking pretty good. I don't quite know what else to say for this piece, except that I had a lot of fun, and I really like how the final result came out. I want to do more pieces with backgrounds to get better at them and create better art for you guys. If you like this video, consider subscribing. I'm going to be posting 2 videos a week for all of Inktober. If you have any advice on how to be more patient and waiting for layers to dry, please leave them down in the comments down below. That would help me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you Friday. Bye!